This is KAMD 11 News.
First, with breaking news.
Thanks for joining us. We begin with breaking news at the top of the hour. A suspect is dead following a SWAT standoff after a shooting that left 10 others injured and 1 dead. Officers responded to an active shooter in the 4600 block of West Wall Street and heard gunfire coming from the building. A video from Facebook heard loud gunfire can be heard coming from a building, and an update from 11:35 a.m. The city said the suspect was confirmed dead and the situation was resolved, but the scene remains in active investigation has not been cleared. 9 victims were taken to the Midland Memorial Hospital. A spokesperson from there said 4 were undergoing surgeries and 5 are stable, with another person taken to the Odessa Medical Center Hospital. A spokesperson for the city of Midland could not confirm if all the victims had been shot. Mayor Lori Blanc said in the news conference, "Our thoughts and prayers are absolutely with the victims and their families." SWAT teams were on the scene and multiple law enforcement agencies responded. The mayor said officials have no confirmed details on the suspect or the victims. The incident is believed to have started in southeast Midland and progressed across South Midland. City officials asked the public to avoid the area and move, and more information will be released as it becomes available. Back home here in Amarillo, an Amarillo man pleaded guilty to a federal gun charge. Corey Deshaun Curry, age 41, has pleaded guilty to a charge of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon this week. Back on February 7th, APD was called out to the area of 34th and Linwood Drive on a shots fired call. An officer investigating the call saw a black male walking in the middle of the road near the intersection. The officer called out to the male, who was identified as Curry, and asked him to step out of the roadway and asked him to get out of the roadway. Then Curry began shouting at officers and walked towards the driver's side of the patrol car, showing signs of intoxication. While the officer explained that they were there on a shots fired call and asked Curry if he was carrying a gun and instructed him to turn around so he could pat him down. In response, Curry turned around and reached for his pocket. According to documents, Curry and the officer began to struggle until Randall County Sheriff's Office deputies arrived as assistants. During the altercation, he had a gun in his front pocket. After he was handcuffed, he continued to challenge the officers to fight him, but while being put into the control car, he leaned back and kicked the officer that arrested him. He was booked into the Randall County Jail with charges of unlawful carrying of a weapon, assault on a peace officer, harassment of a public servant, resisting arrest and a warrant for family violence outside of Potter County. A federal charge of possession of a firearm by a convicted felon was filed on February 12th and has a criminal history of burglary and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, with sentencing at a later date. As summer temperatures climb here in Amarillo, Xcel Energy is asking its customers to take steps now to keep the cost of energy manageable, saying even small changes make a big difference. Ryan Cantu, Senior Director for Xcel Energy's Customer Center Operations, said many customers are seeing higher bills during the hottest parts of the year because cooling accounts for a large share of household energy used, and the company also recommended using programmable thermostats and setting them at 68 to 72 degrees to help reduce the cost, and Cantu stated that switching to energy-efficient lighting can also help. Users reported this morning Facebook, Instagram, and Messenger were down this morning, with users being logged out of their accounts, and when they logged in, it showed an error logging in. Game 5 at the NBA Finals tip off tomorrow night, and for the Knicks, it could be the championship-winning game with a 3-1 lead over the San Antonio Spurs after erasing a 29-point deficit to win by 1 as the finals return to San Antonio at Frostbank Center at 7:30 on ABC. The NASCAR Raleigh Auto Parts Series takes to the track at Pocono Raceway Saturday at 3 p.m. on the CW, with the Cup Series taking the green flag Sunday afternoon on Prime. This has been your afternoon update. I'm Braden Hill reporting.